Welcome back live here from the St. Peter's College grounds in Bambalapitiya, as we have St. Peter's taking on Royal College in this all-important clash. Royal College, of course, the hoodoo team for St. Peter's in the recent past. But at 14 points to 6, the Peterites will be feeling pretty confident as we see the captain, San Virat Kohli, kicking off for the Peterites. They've been camped in the Royal College half most of the first half, scored 2 good tries. Royal College had an opportunity just before the break to get within 5 points, but it wasn't to be. Rimz Jamaldeen going astray with the conversion, but he manages to get good touch on that kick. Well, no, he doesn't actually. Anurag Herath well positioned there. BMD Pereira brought down. Well done there by the Peterite team. Ranchigoda directs. Nicely done there by the big pod in midfield. Good quick ball there once again for St. Peter's. Nicely dummied out by Jerome. And that was a good interception by the Royal College number 14. That's Ranavira. Ranavira, who was at fault for a couple of the tries, trying to run away with it there. And the referee calls for a high tackle. Referee Kodagoda says high tackle on Ranavira there. And that was certainly a try-saving interception by the lad on the left wing. Jamaldeen will want to give his players some respite here. They've been in their own half for most of this game. I'd say, I'd hazard a guess that territory has been about 70-30 to St. Peter's. The Royal College line-out really has been their Achilles heel. Well, not their Achilles heel, it's been one of their weak points. Made a change, Royal. They've brought in Chula Bandara into that scrum. Once again, problems in the set piece. Referee Kodagoda having to give the free kick. There's been several free kicks in this game. Nice inside ball by Jamaldeen, but it wasn't great work there by the recipient of that ball, of that pass. And BMD Pereira clearing his lines, but correct call by referee Kodagoda, bringing it back because there was no advantage from the first knock-on. Good piece of play there by Royal. Opened up the defense just a little bit, but didn't have the continuity and the ball retention. Royal will want a good scrum here. They've been giving away penalties and free kicks, both teams, and that's something that Royal will be upset about. They've also got a new scrum half on board there, Royal. No, they haven't actually. It's St. Peter's that have the new scrum half. That's a great scrum. Really good scrum by Royal College. Said that they're looking for a good one. So you see Azman Khan thumping it forward. But the ball is available for Pereira. Pereira obstructed by his own forwards. Jamaldeen looks to put a little chip in. Pereira to the on-rushing Hanifa. Hanifa loses it forward, but offside, says referee Kodagoda. And just like he did about 4 minutes ago, here we see it. Good ball by Pereira given to Hanifa. And Hanifa was taken illegally. And the ball was lost forward, but the referee brings it back for the offside on the fringe. And they will go for the sticks once again. Jamaldeen converted one late on in the first half from a similar position on the other side of the field. He's analysing the wind. Obviously, it would have changed this St. Peter's ground. Quite a windy ground, quite a confusing wind if you don't train here very often. He'll have to start this one a little bit more to the left than he otherwise does. Jamaldeen looks to have a good angle. I'm seated right behind the ball, in line with the posts. This might be a kick that goes over. Should be. Royal College team waiting anticipatedly as Jamaldeen takes his time. Yes, and it's straight and true. Can always tell by the body position of a kicker sometimes whether it's going or not, and it's not something the kickers can always tell from their perspective. But if you watch carefully, the body positions are very telling on how players can be consistent in their kicking. In front of the kicker, says a referee, and Kodagoda being a little pedantic today, I must say. I really like him as a referee, but today he has been a little technical in how he has blown this game, especially in the scrums and the lineouts. Hasn't let play go on as much as we would like. Playing some knock-on advantage is a little bit too long, so not the best day in the office for Kodagoda in the last 45 minutes. He's got another 35 minutes to redeem himself, of course. And we can see KPS Pereira, his eyes alight, because this is the favorite place for all number 8s. Got so much room on either side. And here we go, 8 to 9. Takes it standing. Nicely rescued there by Udavatta. Takes it back and almost lost the ball, but good work there by the big prop HU Anjana for St. Peter's. Lovely turnover there. That's what defense can do for you. This is Jerome. Places it back nicely. De Silva for his Anjana once again, who won the turnover. St. Peter's, Heenpalla is the new scrum half that has come in. This is Virakodi stepping, but good defense by Royal College. Offside, says the referee. And the Royal College crowd, the section of the crowd, not happy with that call. But it looked like the correct call there. It is offside in the tackle situation. Some of the sections of the Peterite crowd shouting "take it," but it's a little bit far. And in the end, it's a wonderful kick. Again, terrible work at the back by Bhanuka. You've got to be on your corner flag and running forward to correct that ball, not standing in front of the corner flag and running backwards. Pretty much basic stuff there. It looks like Royal have worked hard on their tactics for today, but have not defended the kick very well. That's something that they haven't been able to do in the last 2 weeks, I'm sure. They've had a lot to work on since that loss to Royal College and a lackluster performance against Kingswood. But their back three seem to have not been able to put in the required amount of work under the high ball and have been looking very vulnerable. That's how they conceded the tries. St. Peter's running to the line out. It's just a two-man. But referee says, hang on, I haven't set time on. Rimzi Jamaldin calling his players into a huddle, giving them a few choice words of encouragement. No prizes for guessing what he's saying there. Please don't let them score, or something polite like that, I'm sure. Very polite chap, Rimzi Jamaldin. Two-man line out, well taken at the front by Herat. Herat to Heenpalla, trying to cha-cha his way out of trouble. This is the pod that was at the back. A shocking ball. That was a shocking ball to PGL Fernando. Fernando, one of the replacements. As we watch it here, Direx acting as scrum half. Direx gives it to his number 7. Now his number 7 gives it to the replacement right on his bootlaces, and he won't be too happy at getting that ball. That was Margagay there. So Royal once again will want to get this go-forward ball to Jamaldin, try to get it as far down the pitch as possible. Pereira comes away with it, as we see number 8s do in the modern game, even under pressure scrums. The fly halves prefer to kick with a... And knew the penalty was coming. Jamaldin, so cool and calm, knew that the offside penalty was coming, and he just banged that one into touch. Nice to see he knows what's going on around him. He's very aware of the referee's calls. This is not a great kick by Jamaldin. Kicks it straight to Ranchigoda. Sorry, that's De Silva actually, who's come on the field for Ranchigoda. This is BMD Pereira. Numbers on the outside. This is San Virakodi, the captain. Virakodi finds a nice inside ball to Pereira once again. Pereira with a beautiful offload. They've got numbers on the outside. Comes back inside, does Abesekara. Abesekara has done some good things and some terrible things this afternoon for St. Peter's. And Margage drops it once again. That's a second drop by Margage. And I must say, Abesekara, the hooker who was in the line, there he is, coming back inside. He had enough men on his outside. All he needed to do was pop it outside. And Margage dropping that one once again. But Abesekara really making the wrong option, coming back on the inside. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. But if he did, he needed to take it in and set it up once again instead of dancing around. That's not what hookers are supposed to be doing. And another scrum for Royal, trying time to clear their lines once again. So Rimzi Jamaldin would do well to find touch for his team rather than finding distance. Once again, not bound, says the referee. And he calls San Virakodi over. He'll be saying that there's too many penalties in the scrum for sure. And he'll be wanting a warning issued to the team. He tells Virakodi, I've told them once, I've told them twice. The last penalty was for the same offence, and I'm not going to tell them again. General warning, says referee. Last warning for the entire Peter Wright team. The next offence sees a yellow card. Jamaldin cannot afford to let this opportunity go past. He's got to find touch here. Camped in his own half for the last 10 minutes. And that is a much better kick from the Royal College captain. And he will want to try and force some penalties today. The line out really has not worked well for Royal. Mutalif looking for Vanika Surya in the front. And again, St. Peter's saving Royal there because of the fact that they didn't have good numbers. Virakodi trying to come up in defense, but the referee says not 10 meters, he'll come back. Not 10 meters. So again, closing the gap in the line out. Royal might go for an up and under here. If I were Rimzi Jamaldin, I might just think about it. He can't kick it out into touch. And yes, that's exactly what he's going to do. It's not a great kick. In fact, it's come back on the wind. And Dilit Karunaratne takes that ball into contact. So the kick went backwards, but it was a decent tactic. It was a decent thought process by Rimzi. They double up nicely. The big man that has come in, Chula Bandara, seems to have made a difference to the rumble in the jungle for these Royal forwards. Good work, great defense by St. Peter's, who've managed to turn that one over. But it's knocked forward. And offside, says the referee. That was the number 7 who has done some good work, A.K. Piris, who was in front of the player who knocked the ball on. And a correct call from referee Charit Kodagara, that is offside indeed. So Jamaldin fancies his chances. It's about just about 2 meters out from the 15-meter line. Actually, it is on the 15-meter line. And as the crow flies, the distance to the post from this kick will be easily about 40 meters on the angle. Easily 40 meters on the angle, and Jamaldin knows with his special kicking tee from England that he can get the distance. Got Hanifa, who is on the ground for Royal, which will not be a good move at all. And looks like the doctor says that he cannot continue. He's got his hands on his head. He must be obviously in serious pain. I think the ankle is where the problem is. They've got some ice on it. The ice is a miracle cure, but of course it won't heal things like that. No way he's going to be able to come back on. So that's a big loss for Royal College. Might be a game-changing loss, in fact, Hanifa, because he has been pretty good in the scrums and with carrying the ball. Oh, this is a big deal. You can see the boy is distraught. He's got his head in his hands as we watch Rimzi Jamaldeen take this kick. It's looking good. No, it's not. It's out to the left, and that's something that he's got to realize, that the wind has picked up and the wind is blowing over our shoulders here in our commentary box. So it's blowing into Rimzi, which is why the ball has drifted so far to the left of the field. So it's coming right to left on your screen as we see that the St. Peter's team watches on with relief. It would have been 14-12 had the kick gone over. But this is Devin De Silva who takes it forward aggressively for the first time that they run it forward. Boys haven't had really a lot of time with the ball in their hands, the outside backs for Royal. Time to be taken for Hanifa to be taken off. It's his knee or his ankle. I think it's his ankle actually. Poor guy. It's looks like it might be the end of his season. He'll be out for at least a couple of games, judging by the strength of or the severity of that injury. Nobody giving him a clap off, which is sad to see really. Well, they have now. Royal College crowd at least. Sanvi Rakkodi with not a good pass to his inside. Really opened up his rib cage to be attacked by the Royal defence. Play on, says referee. Nicely swung out to the wide by Kevin Dixon. Dixon gives it to De Silva, who is a replacement winger in place of Ranchigoda. De Silva looks a real athlete. He came on a couple of times last season, I remember, and scored a few tries. But he looks an absolute athlete and not really as much of a rugby player. Looks like a gazelle. If he gets free, I'm sure he's going all the way. But the Royalists will make sure that he doesn't get free. Another opportunity for a number 8 break here for Pereira. The two Pereiras at 8 and 9 for Royal. Royal need to win that hit, which they're not doing. Nicely done by Pereira. Extra man in the line for Royal. Nicely done by Udavatta there. He's going all the way. Is he? No, he's not. It's good tackle by Kevin Dixon. Nice work by Udavatta, hitting a beautiful angle. Royal will pick and go. The Royals have some forward momentum now. Thumped back in the tackle. Good defense by St. Peter's. Last foot, says the referee, encouraging the Pete Wright defense to stay on side. The cries of "Go Royal, go" emanate from the crowd on my right. Royal on the attack for the first time in this half, looking dangerous. But a superb defense by St. Peter's. That is really outstanding defense. And although the ball came out, the referee says Mutalif has come in from the side, and they come away with the penalty. That was a good period of pressure from Royal, but unfortunately for them, not able to recycle that ball in the maul. Mutalif, the man guilty there, going in on the side. And another Pete Wright injury in back play. Can't tell by the stockings. It's very difficult to tell. It might even be a Royalist who's down there. Yes, it is, because the Royal replacements are running across. And that looked like it might be a key player for Royal. Looks like it's Udavatta, the man who made the break. Kevin Dixon felled him in the tackle. A good cover tackle. I think Udavatta could have done a little bit more to get away in that one-on-one situation. Take him out, please, says referee Charit Kodagoda fairly unsympathetically, but that's his job. Nicely stolen at the front by Royal College. Knock forward advantage. San Virakode gives it to Pereira. Pereira could have given it outside. He had the men over. Jerome calling for it. Jerome puts it to his boot. This is the Royal fullback Banuka. Replacement on the field for Royal. Straight into the action. It's no fullback for Royal, and where's the number 8 when you need him? This is Pereira herring back. He's got no one with him. Pereira does well in the tackle. Stands on his feet, and the Royalists get back in time to support their scrum half. That was good work by Pereira. Fell on the ball in beautiful fashion. That was technically perfect what he did. Royal rumble it forward, try to relieve some pressure, settle it down. And this is Asman Khan. Actually, no, it's Banuka. Banuka spotting a gap. And Banuka trying to make amends for his mistake there. This is the prop Anjana who's in the line. Magage with a terrible pass to his teammate there, who rescues it nicely. Royal have come away with it. That's good work from Royal. This is well done by the Royal forwards to win that ball back. They will now rumble it slowly up to the 50-meter line. They've got numbers on their right if they choose to use it. Herath out quickly. Ramsey Jamaldeen looks to clear it, and De Silva gets under the ball. Takes it nicely. He looks to run across field. This is what I thought he would do, especially being an athlete. But that's the problem with athletes, as we see Ranavira. Ranavira going under the post. Is he going to go all the way? Yes, he is! And that's Ranavira scoring the try that takes Royal College level. The Royal College crowd goes wild, and this will be an easy kick for the Royal College captain. This is Ranavira. Lovely little switch there. Lovely score there. And that was a mistake from De Silva. I told you earlier on that De Silva looked like an athlete and not a rugby player. And when you give athletes a little bit of space, they like to run. And they'll run across field. Doesn't matter whether they're going forward or backwards, they'll just run across field. And he was isolated in defense. The loose ball fell to Ranavira, who attacked it at pace, and Jamaldeen puts the kick over. So 16 points to 14 in an unexpected turn of events. Royal lead. You remember I told you earlier on in the half that with this aggressive defense that St. Peter's just might tire, just might get frustrated, and that's exactly what has happened to them. They're coming running back into the halftime, into the restart actually, and that's not really necessary because they've got 20 minutes of this game to play. St. Peter's don't need to do anything silly to win it. They've been the better team in the first 60 minutes so far, as Anuradha Herath picks it up and offloads nicely. The Pete Wright crowd getting behind their team, who are not used to being behind. San Virakode, good tackle by the Royalists once again. The offload forcing the mistake. This is going to be an exhilarating 20 minutes, 18 minutes of rugby, I'm sure. It's going to be absolutely an outstanding game. Royal have got their tails up now. St. Peter's are getting a little desperate. They look to run back to that restart very fast, and it looked like it was actually the last 5 minutes of play, which it wasn't. It's the last 18 minutes of play. It's the last 18 minutes of play, so there's not a lot to... There's a lot to play for yet. As you see, Pereira, the first of the Pereiras, coming off the scrum. Knock forward, says the referee. Good defense by the number 7 for St. Peter's. That was Pereira also who made the hit. So several Pereiras. All we've got our initials here, so you'll have to bear with me. Royal leading 16 points to 14 here at the St. Peter's College grounds. And just news for you from the other game. Dharmaraja playing Science College, leading by 15 points to 13 against the Science College team. But lots more time to play in that game as well. So 2 points in it there as well as here. We have St. Joseph's playing Wesley, and Wesley are leading 38 points to 17. Wesley being front runners for the title this time. Looks like it. They're second place in the table going into this weekend of rugby. They just might reach top spot in by the end of this week. Herat. Good tackle by Pereira, the scrum half. Once again, the aggressive defense by Royal College forcing these mistakes from St. Peter's. The Peterites were quite happy actually to be playing Royal so early on in the season. Usually they've had them in the last few games and have had problems. But this time, even early in the season, they seem to be suffering the same problems. Tactically, they look to have been outthought by coach Bilal Yusuf. And Rimzi Jamaldeen gets some good respite for his forwards. Ranavira atones for his mistake. The one try that he let by so easily to directs. He managed to score and cancel that one out. So good work there by Ranavira to make amends for his mistake earlier on. And Rimzi Jamaldeen looks far more calm and composed than his counterpart Sahan Virakodi. Both of them at fly half, captaining their two teams. But despite the fact that they've had very little ball and very little territory, Royal have managed to snatch the lead in this game, which means that St. Peter's will have to be a little bit more composed in how they approach the last 15 or 16 minutes of this game. There's a knock-on at the front of the line-out. Once again, there have been far too many of those. Both coaches will be unhappy. I'm not very happy watching it either, because so many knock-ons in the front of the line-out on your own ball is not something that is acceptable even at this level of rugby. Important scrum for St. Peter's. And yes, they've won a penalty. No, they haven't. They've given away a penalty, actually. Flanker stay bound. Well, this is where the referee puts himself in a bit of difficulty. He did say last warning the last time around. So it looks like he's going to let this one go. He gave a general warning to the St. Peter's College team that it will be a yellow card, and the flanker for the third time in a row has been found unbound in a penalty. So Rimzi Jamaldeen puts this one into touch. He just asked the referee earlier on, how many minutes more to go, sir? And he said 16 minutes, son. And Royal will want to play this game as much as they can in the half of St. Peter's College. St. Peter's College started the game off with a bang, of course. Scored through two scintillating tries in the first half, but since then haven't been able to get enough continuity and flow going into their game, not enough rhythm. Their patterns have broken down. As Royal win a line out, finally they win it clean. That was well won by Dinath Karunaratne in the middle of the line out, and Royal looked to maul this. They can't afford to give away another truck and trailer penalty. St. Peter's have done it really well in defending this maul so far. Let's see whether they can do it again. They've broken it up nicely. Number 14, come here, he says. Well, number 14 is actually standing on the left wing here. Number 4, well, referee called number 14, but I think it's actually number 24 for St. Peter's. That's Roger. De Silva getting a bit of a bad rap there by the referee. It's actually number 24, Roger, who came in for the side. And the referee says, no chances, you got a second warning, and he's given the yellow card. I told you a few minutes earlier that he had given a general warning to the Peterite team, and the Peterites got away with it with that unbound flanker in the scrum, and it's the second time that the flanker has made a mistake, so the referee was really left with no option. So once you get a general warning, you've got to be really careful as a team, and that's what St. Peter's haven't done. So Rimzi Jamaldeen has been told that he has 20 seconds more to kick this kick. He might have to rush this one through. Jamaldeen strikes it well. No, not well enough. He tried to read the wind this time around and struck it a little harder than he otherwise does. But 22 drop out. BMD Pereira trying to run it to the half. Takes a short tap. Now this is something that St. Peter's will have to avoid. They have panicked. And you can easily see that St. Peter's have been panicking. Good counter up by Royal. Number 17 giving away a penalty for Royal. That is Jaya Vikrama. 10 okay, says the referee. Gives it to Jerome. Jerome steps on the inside. Missed tackle. Banuka should have gone a little earlier. De Silva. Knock forward, says the referee. Ramsey Jamaldeen did something interesting there. If you watch this, he misses the tackle. Gets up. But he shepherds Jerome into touch. Now that's intelligent work there. He could have gone for a tackle there earlier. He could have dived at his feet, but he knew that all he had to do was run Jerome out of space, and De Silva would run out of space as well. So that was good thinking by Jamaldeen. He's been very smart today, intelligent player, and he's been in the Royal College team for a good 3 or 4 years now. Finally moving it up to captain, the second Jamaldeen in a row to captain Royal. No relation, of course. Pereira again going to that tried and tested flick between the legs to his namesake Pereira. This is Royal. Banuka running it up. Banuka caught. Royals, the pace for Royal has really been lacking in their back three. Ranavira managed to score that try, but apart from that, we haven't really seen a lot of pace in the backs. Putting it high is Ramsey Jamaldeen, the up and under, paying dividends for him this time. That's good work by Royal. Picking it up and going is the number 26, that is Chula Bandara. Chula Bandara, this is a great work for a box kick here. Once again the up and under goes up. You can see that they've talked about this ploy. Knocked back, says the referee. And that's a good tackle once again. But a forward pass goes unnoticed by referee Kodagoda. That pass was pretty much miles forward. And St. Peter's, a brilliant try there by the winger who's just come on. And despite the fact that they're a man down, St. Peter's have scored. Brilliant work there. As we see the Royal cover defense not getting on across in time. That was actually, it might have been Anurag Herath himself. A deadly runner with the ball in hand. If he's given a little bit of broken field, he looks really outstanding as a ball runner. Can't see from this distance whether it was Herath or Jerome. But a little unfortunate. If you can go back a little bit and see the replay. There was a forward pass in the lead up to that try, but bygones are bygones. No excuses here for Royal. They used a good tactic, but somehow just didn't have enough defensive width, with their back three being completely out of position once again. Once again, all three tries that St. Peter's have scored. All three tries that St. Peter's have scored have been on the left wing side. So Ranavira, despite scoring that try, has let in 3. This is the kick from Jerome. It's only 19 points to 16, so just a penalty away are Royal College. Are we going to see a drawn game here? That would really set the cat among the pigeons. We've seen a draw already with Dharmaraja and Trinity in the opening weekend of the season. A scintillating 34-all draw. Is this going to be another one? Oh, that's a shocking drop by the Pete right forward. That was Abhay Sekara. No, it wasn't Abhay Sekara. I'm sorry, Abhay Sekara. It was Gunasinghe. Nicely taken there by the number 17 for Royal. That was S.N. Bandara hitting the ball at space. It's nice to see a big man taking it hard. Advantage over, says the referee. Outstanding defense by Anurag Herath on his opposite number there. So very strong play by the Peters defense. Now it's Peters' turn to put on the aggressive defense. Great work. Jamaldeen leaves it behind Des Mutalif. Snuffled up by the Peter player. Lovely pass off the ground. This is space on the outside for De Silva. De Silva will put his ears back. This is Jerome. But no, there's a forward pass there. Nimshan Jayawardena has come on for Royal College on the right wing. We had Udavatta who went off after that break, and Nimshan Jayawardena has come on in his place on the right wing. He has made a couple of tackles already, and he's not playing a terrible game. Looks like a bit of a shoulder injury or winding for Mutalif here. Mutalif is a key player for Royal. They can't afford to lose him. But looks like they've got a replacement on. That's number 24 coming on is MS Jabbar. Mohammad Jabbar, judging from his profile, I'd say he's the brother of Jabbar who used to hook for Royal in 2009. So Mutalif going off. That might affect the line out as well. It will definitely affect the scrum. But replacements in all three positions for Royal in the front row. Let's see whether that makes a bit of a difference in the scrum here. It's Royal ball. It's a decent steady scrum. Once again Royal going to that between the legs move. Good ball out to Bhanuka. Bhanuka attacking the left hand wing. This is Ranavira. Ranavira still going. He seems to be very good in one area. Ruck ball, says the referee. Number 10 Sanvira Kodi going in at the side. Play on, says the referee. Nimshan Jayawardena took it quickly. This is Royal throwing everything at the St. Peter's team. Royal mauling it, but it's gone to ground. They still have the ball though. Royal will need to double up nicely here. The defense up very quickly for St. Peter's. Nicely done there. Aggressive defense from both teams. Royal once again with the leg drive, sucking in the Pete Wright defenders. They'll split it wide, but maybe not this time. Excellently done there. This is St. Peter's. Good passage of play, nicely offloaded there. But has it gone to a Pete Wright hand? No, it hasn't. That was a beautiful move. Nice angle hitting by Royal. Jabbar goes in. Try and settle it. Royal shouldn't go wide here. They should keep it in hand. Just rumble it up through their forwards, waste some time, and at the same time keep hitting the Pete Wright defense hard. The familiar cries of go Royal, go going up. This is Devin De Silva who's isolated. That's a bad option taken by Nimshan Jayawardena. Nimshan goes in. This is great defense by Royal College, for St. Peter's College rather. And Devin De Silva. High tackle, says the referee. And this is St. Peter's down to 13 players. They've got Roger on the sideline. 6 minutes to go. They'll play this with one man down. And nicely milked for all it was worth there. Was it by Devin De Silva, who went down like a sack of bricks under that high tackle. Great work by the Royal forwards there, but also met by excellent defense by St. Peter's. And if not for that high tackle, they would have come away with a real boost for their confidence by keeping Royal at bay. As you see the ball falling over, it's just an indication of how strong the wind is at ground level for Rimzi Jamaldeen. But just to bring you news from Kandy, the Rajans have won 21-20 against Science College, so a pulsating game there as well. Great stuff by the Singer A Division schools. And that's the draw I was talking about a little while earlier. 19 points all with about 6 minutes left to play. Sorry, it's 5 minutes left to play. I'm mic'd up to the referee, so 5 minutes left. And St. Peter's are rushing the restart. Let's hope they don't panic. They don't have to do anything silly. Rimzi Jamaldeen running it out. Now he knows that he's got the St. Peter's team in a little bit of trouble. That was a silly offload. That was a very, very silly offload by the Royal player there. And there's Anuradha Herath. Anuradha Herath hearing it under the post. What a deadly player. And that was absolutely stupid stuff from Royal College. Utterly stupid. If I was the coach, I'd tell the boy not to come back for practice. That is a nail in the coffin. Anuradha Herath herring in under the post, untouched. There was nobody ever going to catch him. And the referee giving a penalty. And quickly taken by Herath there. And showing the presence of mind to know that everybody had attacked. Royal College stupidly after the restart trying to attack instead of playing the ball in their half. And being the price being paid dearly by them. And this St. Peter's College team showing that they've got the strength of character and the strength of mind to come back. They hadn't lost the game. It was only 19 points all. And in just a few moments, if Jerome gets this kick, which he surely will, it's going to be 26 points to 19. Jerome puts it over easy as you like it. And they won't be in any hurry to get back for the restart. Royal herring up to the halfway line, but they're without a ball. So this is good work from Jerome. He used his head and kicked the ball over into the canal probably. So St. Peter's will take their time finding the replacement ball. Here it comes now. So Anuradha Herath, the match winner once again, as he has been so often for St. Peter's. They haven't won it yet, but it looks like they can't lose it from here. A 7-point cushion. And once again, this is Abhisekara, who catches the loose ball. BMD Pereira. Actually, that's Arya Singha. Heenpala gives it to his captain. This is Herath once again. Nimshan Jayawardena wraps him up with some help from Pereira. Goes short side does Heenpala. Shows and goes. St. Peter's, all they have to do is keep the ball in hand. They don't have to do anything fancy. Spun out wide. This is Anjana in the line. St. Peter's know only one way to play this ball. And it's knocked forward by Royal, so it's Peter's ball. Now Peters will do well to kick this one right down into the Royal half if they can. Otherwise just keep the ball really close and tight and run down the clock of the referee, which is already past 80 minutes. I'm sure we're in the last minute of play here, and it looks very much like St. Peter's have done the impossible, come back in the last moment and won this game after Royal had leveled it all, 19 points all. And even with a man down, with two men down at one stage, St. Peter's have chosen the strength of character to come back and win this game and shown that they are still the favourites for the title alongside Trinity College. And that's a penalty. Royal, of course, have to throw everything for it. They should take the kick, but of course, the forward once again going through. This is Abhisekara. And this is San Veerakodi, the captain, who scores. That's a brilliant try. That was Gunasinghe, I'm afraid, who took that, not Abhisekara. This is Gunasinghe, who spun out of the tackle there brilliantly. Looked for his skipper, who was supporting him nicely. Waited for it, and San Veerakodi dived over the ball. It's 31 points to 19. So a late blitz by St. Peter's, seeing Royal convincingly beaten here. Just one silly mistake from the Royal College team after they had tied it up at 19 points all. And in the end, they've conceded now 12 points. It could be 14. And this is not an accurate reflection of how well Royal have played in this game. But it certainly is testament to the fortitude of St. Peter's, who have come forward and shown that they are not willing to be beaten by a Royal College, an upstart Royal College team, who despite not having much ball, not having much territory, found themselves on par on the scoreboard. St. Peter's hitting back in the last 3 minutes of this game with some outstanding individual work from Gunasinghe and Abhisekara as we see the kick go wide. But that looks like it'll be the end of the game. Skipper Charit Kodagada, referee rather, Charit Kodagada, calls for the end of that game. 31 points to 19. It was an outstanding piece of play by Anuradha Herath that really won the game for St. Peter's. And after that, Gunasinghe making use of a demoralized, ragged Royal defence and helped his skipper Sean Virakodi to score the match-winning try. Well, not the match-winning try, but the try that sealed the game for Royal. 31 points to 19. The Peterites are ecstatic.